This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famers, Mike Van Diest, joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what up? Happy Wednesday. The Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Big show in the Major Mortgage Man Cave today. We're going to talk to Dan McGowan from the DAV coming up, and we'll talk all about the DAV, how important it is to our disabled American veterans, and how you can help out. And of course, the big golf tournament next July here in Helena. Also going to have That's What She Said with Alex Eschelman, brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. Alex will wax poetic on Montana State, the University of Montana Big Sky Conference play opening up this weekend. So we'll talk to the great Miss Alex Eschelman coming up. You can watch live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and so much more. Our Twitter handle @JWalkerSports. Our email, jason@jasonwalkershow.com. And you can weigh in anytime, 406-209-1267. We are going to begin today, though, with fantastic news. It's not sports related. Late last night, the jury in Butte found Lloyd Barris guilty of deliberate homicide by accountability for the 2017 death of Broadwater County Deputy Mason Moore. Barris, this is from KXLH.com, also found guilty on 2 counts of attempted deliberate homicide, assault on a peace officer, and unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in the connection of the death of Moore, along with the ensuing chase and the shootout with law enforcement officers that basically went from Three Forks to Missoula. Homicide conviction means that Barris faces the possibility of multiple life in prison sentences. Jury spent less than 3 hours to deliberate. The May 16, 2017 incident in which Deputy Moore was struck with a bullet while attempting to stop Barris and his son Marshall near Three Forks, near the I-90 interchange. Barris pulled up alongside Moore's vehicle. Another dozen shots were fired by the son Marshall, who was killed in a shootout with officers near Missoula. It's justice. It's I don't want to say great news, but there's really no other way to say it. But this is for Broadwater County Sheriff's deputies, for Sheriff Wynn Meehan, for dispatchers, everybody that was involved along that fateful day back in 2017. This is justice for them. And more importantly, it's justice for the Moore family. Mason Moore left behind a wife and children. And this is fantastic. Jody Moore created the Mason Moore Foundation, provides grants to local law enforcement agencies for programs or special equipment that may not be available through the standard governmental funding process. He was 42 when he was killed and has 3 surviving children along with his wife, Jody. So, fantastic job by the prosecution, by the state, by the juries. And it's one of those that hits home because my brother's a deputy now at Broadwater County. You know, could have been him. Could have been any of our great friends. So justice brought, and we appreciate it. And continued thoughts and prayers every day for our law enforcement out there doing their jobs. This is the Jason Walker Show. It is brought to you in part by some great sponsors, including Speaker Sprinklers. They love green grass, Nitro Green as well. We love our sponsors. It's hard to move on from that opening, but we will. Alex Eschelman will join us coming up here in just a few minutes. Let's run through your rankings in high school. 406mtsports.com, Power Poll. Missoula Sentinel, number 1. Billings West, number 2. Butte, 3. Glacier, 4. And Helena, 5 in the Power Polls. Helena takes on Sentinel at Vigilante this weekend. It'll be a good game. Capitals up at Glacier. That'll be a good game. Class A, you've got Hamilton, Laurel, Billings Central, Whitefish, and Polson. Class B, Florence Carleton, after its big win over Townsend, stays at number 1. Close win. Columbus at 2. Townsend stays at 3. Fairfield drops to 4. Big Fork, Eureka, Malta, Jefferson, Three Forks, and Loyola round out the top 10. And you've got, I think, Columbus at Jefferson this week. It's a big game in Class B. 8-man, Drummond Phillipsburg, number 1. Fort Benton, 2. Joliet, 3. Thompson Falls, 4. Culbertson, 5. And then Scobie, Sims, Belt, Sheridan, and Chinook. And then my favorite 6-man, just because of the names, Freud Lake, White Sulphur Springs, Hot Springs, Broadview, Lavina, Bridger, top 5, followed by Richie Lambert, Power Dutton Brady, Denton Geyser Stanford, Grass Range Winnett, Shields Valley, and Geraldine Highwood. Montana football is the best. All right, quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to get into it. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to fight. We're actually going to get along really well. But that's what she said. We're going to get into That's What She Said with Alex Eschelman from ABC Fox Montana, SWX. She's raring to go. I see her on video. She's listening. She's got her glasses on today. I like it. We'll talk to Alex Eschelman next. Don't forget Dan McGowan coming up later on in the show too. We're going to talk about disabled American vets and how you can be a part of helping out a great cause. More. And who knows what else. Jason Walker Show next, presented by Capital Collision Center. We're coming right back.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Dan McGowan, great auctioneer, great friend of the show, just a great dude. He's going to join us. He might join us a little too. I don't know. Join us coming up later on this day in history, and much more. Tomorrow, Scott Evans, Andrew Rowland from MSU Northern, Coach Chris Stutzream from Rocky will join us as well. Because I will be in Billings. No, I won't. I'll be in Havre on Saturday, getting ready to broadcast a football game with Rocky Erickson, Northern and Rocky. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I think it might be on SWX Montana. I have no idea. Because there's no Bobcat game on TV. As we are joined by, we want to welcome in now our guest on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline via the Airlink. Her name is Alex Eschelman. She is the ABC Fox Montana sports reporter. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Jason. How are you? It's always such a privilege to be on your show. So thank you again for having me. I'm so excited to be here every week.
Hey, I look forward to this. I'm glad I don't even know if you told your bosses, but I'm glad they let you do this. So
I'm sure they're excited. It's
yes.
all fun. It's all talking about Montana sports here.
Exactly. Nice win by Montana State over the weekend. And I've been asking coaches this week, how special of a dude is Troy Anderson? Like, how would they have used him on their teams? But if you were coaching football, Alex, how would you have used Troy Anderson?
That's a really good question, Jason. I mean, I think the way that Montana State's currently using him at that Mike linebacker position seems to be working pretty well for them, especially with that pick six of his against the University of San Diego. That was his first pick six in his collegiate career, and then his 34th touchdown, Jason, in his career as a Bobcat, and that sits at second most in school history. So the greatest thing about Troy to me too is that he is so humble. He does not like talking about himself. He's all about the team. His teammates will say that about him. His coaches will say that about him. And I think that's the biggest and best quality that anybody could have. So kudos to him for just staying humble, even though he's the face of the program, more or less.
Well, and he has been for a few years. Could he come back another year, or is this it?
I believe this is it.
Okay, because we had the redshirt year. No, he's not redshirted yet, but we had the COVID year. I don't know. It'd be nice to have him for another year, I'm sure.
I would assume this is his last year, Jason, but you are right with having that COVID year. Everybody gets that extra year of eligibility. So I guess he could do a little victory lap for us. Why not?
That would be awesome. As we talk with Alex Eschelman, that's what she said, brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. And make sure you stop in. Edible cookie dough. Are you a big fan of cookie dough?
Of course.
Yeah,
and you want to know who else is a big fan of cookie dough, Jason? Daniel Hardy. His favorite at Dairy Queen is the cookie dough blizzard. Great article up about him.
Nice.
I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting who exactly wrote it, but they said a big part of him gaining weight to move to that DN position was cookie dough blizzards. So there you go.
I like that. Mike Van Diest, the former Carroll coach and now the defensive coordinator up at MSU Northern, is a big fan of the blizzards from DQ as well. But they're good. What can I say? But Dinner's Done Right has.
I like them. I'm an M&M blizzard person.
Oh, I like that. I like that. But edible cookie dough, nobody gets that in because it's they cook it like how you're not going to get sick. It's edible cookie dough, so it's
right.
Good. And ready to go meals. And for somebody like yourself, that would be great because you just get home, pop it in the microwave, put it in the crock pot all day, you're good to go.
It's perfect.
See? All right, so that win over San Diego, obviously Matthew McKay continues to impress. Mm-hmm. And I think I saw something, maybe it was from you guys, but it was they were talking about how the defensive has to spy him, Alex, almost, because he's either going to hand it off or he's going to run it, or he's going to toss it. But that just freezes that defense, and it allowed Isaiah to get that 74-yard run, almost a touchdown the other day too.
Totally. Big RPO guy, Matthew McKay is.
Yeah.
And also just everything that I think all Bobcat fans were hoping to see out of him. He's very much a dual threat quarterback. And on top of it, when you speak to his teammates, they have nothing but good things to say about him. And the biggest thing that always stands out to me is that they point out how hard he studies. He he goes to every position group meeting to understand what everybody is doing. And I kudos to him for doing that, because that's a true leader right there. And I think that's continuing to be shown on the field for sure.
I do have to bring something up, though. You on the sideline on Saturday, you were wearing a hat. What was that all about?
Well, first of all, Jason, it was very windy, and I cannot afford to be holding the microphone and trying to talk and look presentable on camera with my hair flying all over the place. So that was not going to work.
Okay.
And I actually lucked out. Bill Heiselman, shout out to you, our producer at SWX. He had a new SWX hat on. I go, oh, that's such a cute hat. I would love to get one of those. Can I eventually get one of those? He goes, here, take it. I'm like, perfect.
Nice.
This will save my hairdo for the remaining 2-3 hours of this event.
It was very windy on Saturday. I golfed in it, so I had fun. And Bill's a great guy. I've worked with him a couple of times. Actually, we've been in contact the last couple of weeks. Some point, I get to come to Bozeman to do something with you, like a sports event, so that'll be awesome. We just don't know when yet. But talking with Alex Eschelman. All right, what else came out of that Bobcat win on Saturday other than the win? I mean, it was just an all-around beatdown of San Diego, and you expected it. But what was the mood this week around the campus?
Mood this week is the same as the previous 3 weeks, which is focused, determined, and motivated to not only stay consistent in the success that they've had early on, but also go, okay, that was non-conference. We're going into conference play. Mm-hmm. This is the real deal. Let's show people actually what we're made of. And I think that really the mood has been like that since day one. I don't think it's changed all that much. I think the team's really focused, and I think that they're ready to go back on the road and bring back home a win versus a close loss like they did in their season opener against Wyoming.
They do realize how close they are to being 3-0, but that doesn't matter now because the real season starts on Saturday, the Big Sky season at Portland State. Bruce Barnum is one of my favorite all-time coaches, and I think his bar bill last week was like $14,000 for that. He bought everybody a beer that came to the game in Barney's Beer Garden. But this is a different Portland State team than we saw that got pasted by the Grizz in the spring. Nobody cared about those. It matters now. What have you heard about Portland State?
Well, Jason, the first thing that stands out to me in talking to Coach Vegan and Coach Bobby Daly and a few of the other coaches so far this week in regards to starting conference play, the Desert Swarm defense Portland State has. And that is personal to me, I guess, because I went to U of A and obviously didn't get to watch Coach Tomey and Teddy Bruschi do their thing with the Desert Swarm defense. But that is what we know about their defensive play. And then on the opposite side of the ball, offensively for the Vikings, their quarterback is supposed to be the real deal. So I'm excited to see how that all pans out for them. Of course, they're 1-2 on the season. They just got their first win against Western Oregon this past weekend. So I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about the fact that they'll be back home again to start off the conference play. And lastly, Montana State hasn't played Portland State since 2018. So This is going to be a really fresh start for both programs heading into game one of conference play.
Well, it really is. I mean, there's some commonalities there and some common names, but everything's changed in the last 3 years, Alex. It's great as we have That's What She Said, Alex Eschelman, brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. She is the ABC Fox Montana sports reporter. Let's flip over to the other side of the hill and the Grizz opening up conference play. They get Cal Poly. Bo Baldwin, who's no stranger to the league. Cal Poly normally that triple option type team, but that has changed under Bo Baldwin and the Grizz. I mean, Bobby Houck knows Bo Baldwin ball really well, so this should be a good game over there in Washington Grizzly.
Definitely. And we've talked about it before, Jason. The Grizz are looking scary good this year. So it'll be interesting to see. And I was just talking about this with my director, Sean Rainey, how things are really going to start panning out, because once you hit conference play, this is where things really start to determine itself as to where everyone stands in the conference and whether that it's how it's slated right now in the standings is accurate when you put people up against guys in their own league.
I hate to bring this up, but being a U of A fan, but now working with the Big Sky, how exciting or bummed were you last week when NAU, for the first time in 81 years, beat your Wildcats?
Oh, Jason, I'm bummed. I'm really bummed. I'm happy for the Big Sky, of course, but you know, a piece of my heart's with the Wildcats, and man, we've been struggling since I was there back in my sophomore year in 2016, more or less. We've had our ups and downs, but this is a rough start. But that said, I still believe in Coach Fish. I think that this is his first time ever being a head coach, and you have to give people a chance, even though being a fan, you want to be so upset. You got to push that aside and give people chances, and you got to give this guy some time to figure it out, and I believe he will at one point.
So you're not going out to the game. There's no TV for this, right? It's streaming only on ESPN Plus?
So I will be going to Portland.
Oh,
yes,
you are?
I
Okay.
travel with the team for all their away games, and I will be getting highlights not only for our SWX shows and ABC Fox, but also for Bobcat Insider that we do with Bobcat Athletics the following week.
I gotcha. Okay. Because I was going to say, if you're not going, you should come up to Havre and do sideline for Rocky Erickson and I. We've got MSU Northern and Rocky on Saturday from beautiful Havre, Montana.
I would. If I had the chance, you know I would. I've never seen Havre, and I've heard good things about it, so I would love to check it out at one point. But for now, we're going to Portland, and Portland, very special place to me. My dad grew up in Salem, so not too far from Portland. Have a lot of great memories with my grandparents there. It'll be nice to be back.
You should also make the 3-hour jaunt over to La Grande. I think it's 3 hours to check out the College of Idaho Eastern Oregon game. That'll be a good one in the NAI.
Not a bad idea, Jason.
No, I'm just
Not
saying.
a bad idea.
I'm just
if
saying.
I have the time.
Yeah, I don't think you will, and I don't think Bobcat
I
Athletics
probably
plane will land in La Grande for you. So,
love it.
what do you got on the high school front?
Well, I can tell you this. I just watched the Gallatin Raptors beat Billings Senior last night in girls soccer, and Billings West staying undefeated, getting their win over the Bozeman Hawks on the road. So those two teams looking very sharp, staying undefeated and representing Eastern AA girls soccer very well. Bozeman Hawks boys also staying undefeated. Drew Johnson, absolute maniac when it comes to playing soccer. He's so good, and at least from a journalism perspective, I know I can always rely on that guy to score a goal or two within a game and give me a couple highlights, which is great.
Filming soccer is the hardest because you could show up and it's already 5-0 and you stay and you don't get another goal, or you show up and it's tied at 0 and then you leave and then maybe you get a goal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I remember those days.
My other sports director and Spencer Martin over in Billings said to me the other day, he goes, "Soccer is always a gamble, so just go out and see what you get and just keep me updated."
Yeah, a couple of good highlights would be maybe a shot on goal or maybe a foul. I mean, that's about it for soccer.
Exactly. It's a toss-up, but it's still fun to watch, and it's always fun to just go support all of the high school student athletes as well.
Hey, when does Bobcat Insider air?
It airs every Thursday night at 9:30 on Fox. So be sure to tune in. We got Bobby Daly. I got to speak with him. He's awesome. And then we had Coach Vegan, of course. We have him on every week. We also have head coach of Montana State Volleyball, Daniel Jones.
Great win last night.
Yes, just swept the Grizz last night on the road. Did it back-to-back. So they're coming home happy for sure.
9:30 on Fox, ABC Fox Montana. You can watch it, Bobcat Insider. I think it airs on Root Sports or Altitude or one of those two as well. So it's in SWX Montana. Like, it's everywhere. You're just everywhere, Alex, and now you're on the Jason Walker Show, which, by the way, we're huge in Ireland. So I don't know if you have any Irish roots, but we've got fans in Ireland. So
the Butte natives have to love that, Jason.
There you go. Hey, safe travels. And, Bobby Daly, a former Capital kid up here in Helena. So tell him hi when you see him, and we'll talk next week.
I will, Jason. Always a privilege and a pleasure to be on your show. And yes, we will be talking next week And good luck in Havre as well.
Hey,
Same
thank
to you.
Thank you. I get to do color. I'm normally the play-by-play guy, but I have to do color this time.
You're pro at both ends.
Well,
I'm not worried about you one bit.
Thanks, Alex. I appreciate. I'm gonna channel you, and I'll be good.
Oh, okay. Oh, please. Thank you.
Awesome.
Trying
Thank you.
over here, trying.
There you go. Alex Eschelman, thank you so much for joining us. She is a fantastic reporter, sports journalist down there, ABC Fox Montana in Bozeman. Quick break. We're going to come back. That's What She Said, brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. Make sure you stop in and get anything. They have microwavable, like individual meals. You can get your meals for the weekend. If you're going to go do anything, you can put it in the crock pot, come back. It'll be done for you. dinnersdoneright.com. Check it out in Helena for all of your food needs. We're going to talk disabled American vets with Dan McGowan next when we come back here on The Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark Laro Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarophotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarophotography.com. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Wednesday on this day in history still to come. Thanks to Alex Eschelman. Love talking with her. She's so knowledgeable about sports in the state of Montana. And she's just awesome to chat with. Nice lady. Tomorrow, Scott Evans, Helena High coach, Andrew Rowland, MSU Northern coach, Chris Stutzream, Rocky Mountain coach, will join us tomorrow. We'll also have predictions tomorrow as well, because we're not going to be on the air Friday, because we'll be on our way to Havre, not only for MSU Northern Rocky football on Saturday, but I will be announcing rodeo, MSU Northern College Rodeo on Friday and Saturday from up there in the great city of Havre, Montana. As I welcome in my next guest on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, his name is Dan McGowan. Before we get into why you're here, how do I announce a rodeo? Because I've never really done it.
Pray.
But you're a legend at this. You know how to do this.
You know, I had somebody from a radio station one time came up in the crow's nest and said to me, "Can I see your script?" And I said, "What?" I said, "Man, did you think on your feet? It's all up here. There is no script. You go with the flow."
Well, I mean, the play-by-play aspect of it, I understand that. But, I'm a little nervous. I mean, I know some of the kids. I know some of their stories. But it's, you're just basically recapping a ride. You're not, or a run. You're not going to be telling a whole lot of stories, right?
Well, it depends. You're a good BSer.
Well,
you got to have a lot of fun.
I learned that from you.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Okay, Turkey.
Dan McGowan with us. But yeah, no, it'll be fun. I've never gotten to do rodeo, so this will be. And it's play-by-play. It's like I'm Jeff Metters, not Dan McGowan, because you used to do the in stadium announcing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still. You just have to think on your feet, that's all.
Okay.
You know, play-by-play, yes, but depends how much advertising you do for the sponsors and all those people that they're supporting that rodeo. And college rodeo is a little bit different.
Yeah, well, no, it definitely is.
Especially the way the team setups and explaining most important thing is explaining to the people what's going on in either in the event and the ride and what's happening and why maybe a score was the way it was, or some of the technical specifics of the different events, because a lot of people that go to rodeos don't understand that. When you announce a college rodeo, though, you're talking to mainly moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas that follow those kids around all over the place.
Yep.
So they're not your first time rodeo goers. So it's a little different twist.
Yeah, they're definitely they know what's going on.
Oh yeah, you'll have fun though.
Oh yeah, no,
and don't pronounce anybody's name wrong, because there'll be a hot mother in the crow's nest in a minute.
There's no doubt about that.
No,
that's the one thing. Yeah, if I don't know how to say it, I just won't say it.
There you go.
Hopefully we'll have graphics. Dan McGowan joining us here on the Jason Walker Show, in studio as we chat rodeo, but also. Was it 6 years now we've been playing in the DAV golf tournament over at Bill Roberts? Absolutely love it. It started out as a one-day event. It's now a big weekend, 2-day event, and that's just a small part of what DAV does. And you're here to talk about Disabled American Vets and the DAV, because this is a big deal close to both of our hearts.
Yeah, it's some people ask me why I get involved, and I'm not a veteran, but I have a lot of family members that are veterans, and it's kind of my way to pay it forward. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand that the Montana Department of Disabled American Veterans, the DAV was actually established by Congress back in the 30s. I want to say 32. It was chartered. However, they don't receive any funds from the federal government. So they have to access their parent organization to help match grants and all the things that they do to help veterans. And so there's a DAV chapter in every state virtually, or an organization. And Montana has now five active chapters.
Oh, cool.
I guess 7. There's 7 chapters in the state of Montana. And so, we started, this was our 6th year. Fabulous turnout. Mm-hmm. When we first started this gig, it was a one-day tournament. It turned into 50 golfers in a 2-day tournament. First year we raised like $19,000. And this year, I'm turning over to the vets $96,870.
Wow!
I was getting my
almost $100,000.
Almost $100,000
in 6 years. That's 5 times growth.
Yeah, it's grown, and I mean, Jason, it's been fabulous. There's over 200 businesses in the Helena community that have ponied up in surrounding communities to help out the vets. And if it wasn't for the golf tournament, and I never knew this until a couple of years ago, the head of the program was talking to me one day, and he told me, he said, if it wasn't for the golf tournament, they would not have the funds to match the grants they have to access to provide rides for veterans all across Montana to get to their medical appointments. It was unbelievable to me. They put on over 1 million miles a year, and they have 60 volunteer drivers. They have 60 vans on the road at any one time. And so this money is critical to meeting some of the match grants they have to get to keep their vans in rotation and things like that.
Well, we see them driving around all over Helena,
Oh, yeah.
obviously with the VA right here and the fort and everything. But yeah, you don't realize how much work goes into it until you show up at the golf tournament and you start hearing about how many miles. I mean, 1 million miles. That's That's a ton.
Oh yeah, and you know the golf tournament's been well received. We've had 150 golfers for 5 years now, and this last year was the wheels kind of came off on me because I put out an email like the third week of February, and by the middle of March we had 50 teams already.
Yeah,
and so we kind of had an after action meeting with some of the people on the committee that help me get ideas when I do the coordination and stuff, and so we're looking to try and improve again next year. I'd like to try and hit 125 grand if I can next year, and so I'm already starting to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
And I thank you for having me here because it's really an important effort for our veterans and helping them.
How can we help besides the golf tournament? Because I mean that's a fun weekend for us that get out and golf. It's a headache for you guys that behind the scenes, but it's a lot of fun still. But this is a year-round venture. This isn't just one golf tournament is going to fund everything. We need to help out the DAV year-round. How can we do that?
Right. Well, right now, that's actually a really good question because people can go to mtdav.org, and there's a donate button on their webpage.
Okay.
And you can hit that donate button. Now, it's going to take you to the tournament page, but up above you'll notice donate, and you can go in and put whatever amount you want and pay by credit card and stuff. That's how we get in right now. I'm working on trying to find some help to get them assistance with redesigning their website because, like, for example, October 2nd, they're having a big ATV run up in Lincoln, and they're doing that's a DAV sponsored deal. And they have a couple, they have a snowmobile run up by Lincoln. So they do different things during the year, but that's one of the key things that's going to help this thing move forward is to get other companies, other individuals in the state of Montana donating to the effort.
We're talking with Dan McGowan about the Disabled American Veterans Association, the DAV, big golf tournament in July each and every year. I think it's the third weekend in July. We have a lot of fun at Bill Roberts Golf Course, and great food, great entertainment. The Calcutta is fun. Don't bid on your against your own team for the Calcutta. I learned that last year. My wife was not happy about that, especially if the other team's not as good as your team. Anyway, we have a lot of fun, but this is it takes a lot to put this on, the golf tournament. I mean, volunteers galore.
Oh, yeah.
And you see what's cool about this now is after 6 years, we see the same volunteers year after year at the same holes, and that's what's cool too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that come back. It takes about 25 to 30 volunteers just for the tournament itself. That's how big this thing is. And I'm working this year with the group. We're going to try and establish a coordination team because there's people on the committee that do help out, but it's getting too much for one person to coordinate. So I'm going to try and put together a coordination team to carry this thing forward as it gets bigger to take on major things. Like we had 55 hole sponsors for crying out loud.
Yeah. There's only 18 holes.
Yeah, and there's 50 some cart sponsors, and then we had our major co-title sponsors like Joe Mitchell at State Farm, Pentecost Builders, and then you look at some of the other businesses that made major contributions, like Diamond Construction, Steed Industries sponsored the cap this year, Lithia of Helena sponsored the jackets for the golfers. First Community Bank sponsored the welcome bags. And then Future Sync sponsored lunches for everybody for the 2 days. And Mountain View Co-op they're our promotional sponsor. They sold raffle tickets for a month and a half for the Bagheera gun. It was a 6.5 Creedmoor, like a $2,000 gun that Bagheera donated to our cause. And then Gusto Distributing, they sponsored the Calcutta. And this is the first year we've had a hole-in-one sponsor for both days. And Kenny Simpson Nissan sponsored the hole-in-one for both days. So it's just starting to grow exponentially. We've already got some people that say, hey, I want to just sponsor a whole hole next year. Well, so now I have to sit down and think, okay, how are we going to work this one out? Where am I going to fit this in the menu? No,
it's a great event, and like I said, we played in it for the last 6 years, and we're definitely we're in a part of it for.
So are you coming back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, don't forget to register early then.
Well, you make sure I get that email early.
Yeah, right.
Dan McGowan, our guest here. Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. And you mentioned Joe from State Farm. He doesn't sponsor me, but he sponsors the DAV, and he does such a great job with it. And he's just a great dude. And the giveaways that they have out there. I mean, It's just an amazing event. I just keep going back to that. It's just, you get water. And you know what was great this year, my favorite part, and we're actually going to get them on the show, and I can't remember their names, but they had the, on holes, whatever hole it is, now they switched. The couple from Billings with the...
the Plinko board we designed.
The Plinko board.
Yeah.
And
Karen Pearson and Mitch.
Yes, and what they do with veterans and getting them back mentally and physically in shape.
Right. Yeah, the Plinko board was a big hit this
year.
Oh, yeah. They had a ball.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the reason, you know, we talk about hole sponsors and cart sponsors, but I literally had contact with almost 110, 20 businesses this year that I spoke with that provided prizes for all the hole prizes, for the Plinko board prizes. You know, good Lord, Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah.
Donated, man, over $2,500 worth of coffee. And I got 170 bags of coffee at my doorstep. And I went, well, this is a lot of coffee to drink. And so we distributed that so all the golfers could, you know, and for their advertising and stuff too.
Yep.
And that's how big this thing's getting. So I expect to see more businesses want to chime in this next year. I'm trying to work on a little more different of a breakdown, you know, like the Saints does with their fundraising drives and things like that. We're working on a breakdown that patterns it in the military medals, like the Purple Heart, the Medal of Honor, the Bronze Star, so that we start developing categories for finance, you know, where the money, how much money is donated.
That's cool.
And they might be whole sponsors, they might be cart sponsors, but setting that up, we had 21 businesses this year that we gave plaques to that have donated $500 or more for 5 years, 6 years this tournament, for at least 5 years of the tournament.
That's awesome.
You know, so that just goes to tell you how much acceptance there is in the community for it. And I'd like to see it expand to their other areas like Billings, Great Falls, and stuff like that too.
Yeah, because we get teams from out of town, right?
Oh yeah, we've had a fella from Texas who is retired military. He's come up every year. He golfs with his two sisters. Steve comes up. There's been golfers from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Hawaii, Minnesota, and Wisconsin that have been to the tournament, and a lot of them are returned. Like Steve is. He's been here every year, and he said, "I won't miss this tournament for anything."
Yeah, you
know, he brought his cart up this year.
From Texas.
From Texas, yeah.
Nice. I brought mine from the country club.
From the country club, yeah. See how you are. You didn't have near as far a drive as he did.
No, I didn't. I still had to get a trailer for it, though, to haul it. But as we talk with Dan McGowan about the DAV does so much. And give us an idea of what they do to help out our veterans.
You know, they've got a lot of different things in the cooker. For example, they provide over 5,000 rides annually, to veterans. But they also connect veterans with meaningful employment. They host job fairs. They try to provide resources for opportunities for the vets to participate in. And because these guys sacrificed everything they had so you and I can have the freedom we have. And you know, I talked to the outgoing state commander, and I said, so what's the scoop? I know we're saving the transportation program, but he said, boy, if we had more money, he said, we could do so much more for the veterans in the state of Montana. So as the tournament grows exponentially, I venture that their program will as well. But right now, the mainstay is for the transportation program. Okay. But they're tied also to, don't get this wrong, I mean, all the chapters are tied to the state DAV organization here that's out at the fort. And man, they did, I can't remember what the figure, I think they had $4 billion in new and retroactive benefits that care for veterans. And so they help veterans apply for, I guess is the word. I'm not a veteran, so I can't say, you know, but they apply for benefits and they help them through that process. So the DAV it's really a stupendous organization.
It definitely is.
It's amazing.
You know what's cool about the golf tournament too, and each day, especially the first day, there's the presentation of colors. You get 150 golfers, you've got 50 volunteers, you've got who knows however many other people around. Not one person knelt. Everybody takes their hat off.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's quiet for that ceremony.
Yeah.
It's like being at a rodeo, honestly. You know, it's just patriotic and it's
well, it's important to them. I mean, it's important to everybody because they understand the sacrifices that everybody made. You know, that the first year was probably a misstep. We had the Veterans of Foreign War 10,010 from East Helena come, and they love to shoot their cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was told afterward, you should tell everybody that there's going to be a cannon go off. He said, there's people crawling under their cars.
Yeah.
So the VFW's been back every year, and we tell everybody, look, there's going to be a shotgun start, and it's going to be the cannon. So don't be surprised.
Right.
You know? But those are, it's just a fun, everybody, I haven't heard anybody say they didn't have fun that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's the things I look for, the comments from people, so we know how to tweak it and what we can. And we had a big after-action meeting. We got more things planned for next year, trying to improve it.
When you look back at year one 6 years ago,
oh, wow.
And the after banquet, the dinner at Nichols Casino,
yeah,
and you're trying to cram, 100 people into that small area. After one day of golf, did you expect it then to be what it is now?
No.
Because you and I talked that day, like, we got to make this a 2-day event.
Yeah, it became evident that to try a 2-day event and change the format, because the first year we had 4-person teams.
Yep.
And we went to 3-person teams so that it could roll the play and get people playing against each other. But never did I imagine in my wildest dreams that, this year we bested last year by $40,000. Yeah. And I'm just going here, wow. I mean, the wheels just started coming off. People are finally starting to learn what it's about, and they say, hey, we want to help with it. We want to donate. Where can we give money? We don't care what you use it for, if you use it for the vets, but we want to see this tournament succeed. And that's really what happened this last year. And so now it's the plans to say, okay, it's getting bigger. How do we wrap our arms around the getting bigger part?
Yep.
So that it stays as organized as it is. A lot of people love the tournament because I've had several comments that they say, I've never played in a tournament that's been as well organized, and it just runs like clockwork, and that's to the people that help put the thing on and all the volunteers that are there. A lot of them that you see back are friends that I've known for years, and I hope they stay my friends because we're going to need them again next year.
Well, I'm in next year, and we'll be sponsoring some stuff too. We couldn't figure it out this last year, but we're definitely in next year. Here at the Jason Walker Show, we just, my brother's a vet, and he's used the VA, and now he's a sheriff's deputy out in Broadwater County, and
oh, wow.
So my grandpa served and was shot in Korea. Yeah. So the military goes back in my family, and it means a lot. So yeah. we're in.
Your family's like mine.
Yep.
That's the reason we do it.
Yep. I mean, I never served, but
no.
No. Give credit to those that do, man, because they got a lot of. Well, they're smarter than I am, I guess.
Yes, they are. Well, they've got some fortitude, I'll tell you.
Yeah, intestinal and yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So when this golf tournament gets too big, then what? Are we moving it to like a 5-day event, and we just tour the state?
Well, no, I think where
It'd be fun,
next it would be fun. Actually, I think where the next steps go depends on the local temperature of the climate. Okay, but I think some of the next steps are a tournament in each one of the chapter towns. Like there's a DAV chapter in Missoula, Kalispell, Great Falls, Billings, Helena, and I think there's Butte, and I think there's one more. But it's seeing if those communities can sustain a tournament of this size. And really, I've talked about, if we could have 5 tournaments around the state and then have a championship tournament at the end of the summer somewhere, wow, wouldn't that be just kind of a, kick in the pants kind of a deal?
That would be really awesome, because who's going to say no to more golf?
Yeah.
And helping out the veterans even more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We just sent an email out to, there's like 500 members, I think, to the Chapter 3 DAV portion here in Helena, and sent a memo out to say, hey, who would like to help me on the coordination team? Who would like to help during the tournament? Because we need to start building that cadre, just because this thing's getting so, it's just growing.
Yeah, and it's awesome. You've done a great job of 6 years, you and Chase and everybody involved, for sure.
Yeah, it's been a good team put it together. It really has.
As we talk with Dan McGowan. All right, anything else you wanted to expound on there?
I think that's great, man. Only thing I would say is, DAV organization is an important organization. Let's all get out and support the veterans that stood up for us, so we can have the freedoms we have. And, if businesses want to be engaged next year in the tournament, they can get a hold of me, or if they want to donate, they can go to mtdav.org and click on the donate button, and it'll take them into the donate world. And the vets appreciate that.
Yep, and we'll be a part of it however we can to help you out. So
cool, that'd be great.
Can you stick around while I wrap this thing up?
Yep.
Okay, I'll probably ask you some questions, so don't go anywhere. Dan McGowan joining us, talking about the DAV, mtdav.org is the place to be and help out. Let's see, it is, what did I have on my thing now? It is time for On This Day in History. It is brought to you by Mountain Nutrition. 3222 Centennial Drive. Today, my wife tried the Cutthroat, and it was peach, mango, and pina colada flavored tea. And not only is it a tea, but it comes boosted with a metabolism booster and also 21 vitamins and minerals. And then I went with my old standby, the chocolate peanut butter shake, also with 21 vitamins and minerals. Follow on Facebook, Instagram. You can text in your order as well. You can check out MTN Mountain Nutrition on Centennial Drive, right next to BMC and Auto Concepts, kind of between BMC and really right next door to Bad Boy Bail Bonds. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 2. Energy teas, protein shakes, and much more. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of September. It is National Girls' Night tonight. Hobbit Day today. That's my wife and I celebrate Hobbit Day every day. We used to have a house called the Hobbit House because it was tiny and we're tiny. It is National Ice Cream Cone Day. It is so it's Joe Biden's favorite day because that's about all he knows. National Legwear Day, White Chocolate Day, all chocolate matters. Autumnal Equinox Day today, Dear Diary Day, National Centenarians Day. I don't know what that means. 100-year-old people? I don't know. Elephant Appreciation Day, Online Recovery Day, International Day of Radiant Peace, World Rhino Day, and what else is it? It is World Carefree Day, is that? Car-free Day, so don't drive. And then Narcolepsy Day, which is what people have when they listen to the show. 1911, Boston Rustlers future Baseball Hall of Famer Cy Young beats the Pittsburgh Pirates 1-0 at Forbes Field. It was his final career victory, a number that will never be topped, 511 wins. 1920, the Chicago grand jury convenes to investigate charges that 8 White Sox players conspired to fix the 1919 World Series, all except Shoeless Joe, who should be in the Hall of Fame. 1925, New York left fielder Ben Pascal hits 2 inside the park home runs in one game. 1927, the long count, famous boxing match. Gene Tunney beats Jack Dempsey 10-round unanimous decision at Soldiers Field in Chicago. The crowd was almost 105,000. The gate, just under 2.9 million. 1957, Duke Snider hit the 39th and 40th home runs of his season. They were the last ever hit at Ebbets Field. Willie Mays became the second player to hit 600 home runs on this date in 1969. 1977, Bert Blyleven of the Minnesota Twins with a no-hitter of the California Angels. Don Shula won his 300th career NFL game on this date in 1991. Nolan Ryan pitched his final game on this date in 1993. Happy birthday. Charlotte Cooper, British tennis player, the first female Olympic champ, was born on this date in 1870. She was 30 when she won the Olympics. Also won Wimbledon 5 times. Tommy Lasorda's birthday today, 1927. He passed away just earlier this year. His wife just passed away a couple of days ago. 1934, Lute Olson was born, the famous coach from Arizona. Born in Mayville, North Dakota. He passed away a year ago. Yogi Berra died on this date in 2015. And on this date in 1904, a birthday. Ellen Church, the first female airline stewardess, now called a flight attendant, but United Flight from San Francisco to Cheyenne, was born on this date in Iowa in 1904. All right, let's wrap this puppy up with this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
All right, we had a lot of fun today talking with Alex Eschelman, Dan McGowan. Thank you for coming into studio, Dan, and also Alex for joining us. That's what she said. The walk-off is brought to you by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Make sure you stop in Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena. Tomorrow we're going to talk football with Andrew Rowland from MSU Northern, Chris Stutstream from Rocky, Scott Evans from Helena High. who knows who else will join us. We'll also talk predictions tomorrow coming up, because we won't be here Friday. We'll be heading to Havre to do a rodeo, and then we'll do the MSU Northern Rocky game with Rocky Erickson on Saturday, and then more rodeo that night. Next week, we'll be down in Dillon doing rodeo for the college rodeo Big Sky region, and I think as long as I just say the Rasmussen sisters do well, I think I that will nail, or Montana State, because Montana State kills it on both the men's and women's team. The women are the national champs defending. They've won 3 of those overall. And no other school has more national championships in rodeo than Montana State. So there you go. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I think 9 total. The guys have 6 and the women have 3. What else did we want to hit on before we left? I think that was it. You can rewatch the show, jasonwalkershow.com, if you missed anything. And once again, thank you to the jury down in Butte last night after 2.5 hours of deliberation that found Lloyd Barris guilty of deliberate homicide by accountability in the 2017 death of Broadwater County Deputy Mason Moore. It was a long time coming. Hopefully his family can have a little bit of peace now. Jody and the 3 kids, along with Sheriff Wynn Meehan and all the deputies, dispatchers, everybody that was involved from Broadwater County and across the state back on that sad day in 2017. Justice has been served for Mason Moore. We'll do it again tomorrow. Jason Walker Show. See you then.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.